important for him now.
Yes, surely. And as long as he starts fast, I think that's the main thing. Armageddon, we've seen it a few times throughout this tournament, and if you can keep your lead on the clock, you will get chances no matter what. And it's a repeat. It's the exact same opening, and Magnus raises his eyebrows. He's like, how dare you do that to me twice? Okay, this time he's come ready. He plays the move A6. That's not what we saw earlier. And a double Fianchetto, pushing both the G and B pawns forward. White's bishops are going to line up on the longest possible diagonals. Interesting play. He's playing a slower approach. Either you attack in the Armageddon, or you keep the tension and try to win on the clock. And Firouzja's maybe mixing, matching, doing both.
Remember, there is no increment in this game. Magnus Carlsen, with a win or a draw, will be the winner of the Julius Baer Generation Cup. If Alireza Firouzja wins this game, he will take it to a grand final reset with best out of 2 games. It's now or never for Alireza Firouzja.
Yeah, and we want to see more chess, of course. But Firouzja, he still needs to win this game first. And at least in terms of opening, it's much healthier for Magnus. No king problems. The last thing you want in Armageddon chess is to be facing an attack like he was in the last game with a king stranded in the center. Both sides have developed very naturally.
I think Magnus will be a lot happier in this game than the last game he had in the same opening, because, well, look at his king. He's managed to castle it for a start, which is a big improvement. And this is more positional by nature compared to that game, because that last game was all about keeping the tempo up from Alireza's perspective and stopping Black from castling. This position is going to revolve around the center, and you can see White putting pressure on that, and possibly a weak Black pawn in the center. So definitely more positional this game.
Do you think Magnus will be comfortable playing with that weak pawn?
I think so. I think he plays these positions quite a lot, and this is where having the draw in hand is very handy, because isolated pawn positions, they often give the person playing against them, White in this case, the advantage. The Black pawn in the middle, if you're not sure what isolated pawn is weak. It can't be defended by another pawn there. But they often end up going to a draw with correct defence. So I think he'd be quite happy with this, Magnus, to be honest.
Yeah, I agree, Simon. I've seen too many games where Magnus takes the isolated queen's pawn as Black, this pawn on d5. He trades off the right assortment of pieces. He's left with one weakness, but one weakness is not enough for the opponent to win the game. And I've spoken to him about it a few times as well. He's very confident in these positions. He's not worried at all about the structural defects here. And this last move also really nice in terms of breaking the White coordination. The White queen was sitting pretty, defending her knight in the center of the board, but now she's been hit. Either you have to move her to some really awkward squares, or you have to block this attack from the bishop, from the Black bishop against the White queen, and that's not pleasant either. Really tough choice. And Firouzja slowed down. The 6-minute time advantage that he had at the start of the game has now become under 5 minutes, and I think he really needs to up that pace again if he wants to win this game. Magnus has done a good job, only investing 1 minute to this point so far.
Yep.
He has done a great job. And Alireza using the time on the clock, and there we see him retreat the knight. I didn't quite like this move because it was self-pinning.
It's very passive.
And it felt like it was a little bit loose. And if I were Magnus, I would be just thinking about either stepping the queen forward or this one, which one I preferred, just to introduce the rook to the open lines.
Yeah, really awkward move. I guess this is the first sign we've seen from Firouzja that he's desperate in this must-win situation for the full point. This kind of knight retreat that he's gone for, it's last resort type of thing. It's basically if you see no other attractive options, maybe he thought others would lead to simplifications, trades, and a draw. So he's put his knight on a bad square. Now he's blocked in White's light squared bishop.
He's breaking the rules here. You can't do that. And also take a look at the White king. It's on an open diagonal. I just feel like, and then the bishop now comes to a loose square.
Loose pieces drop off. This feels really vulnerable and really kind of edgy from Firouzja, not in a good way. Okay, how does Black take advantage though?
Thinking, push the B pawn forward and let. Is that possible, or is there some?
is gonna come. The birds have just begun. We will always take a stand for the people, for the land. Let's go back to when we were young. For the animals we stand. Let's go back to when trees were swung. Kids across the land. Savannah, I'm coming home. Savannah, we'll never be alone. Savannah, the beauty of the world. Savannah, let's all take a ride. Savannah, I'm coming home. Savannah, we'll never be alone. Savannah, the beauty of the world. Savannah, let's all take a ride. I'm coming home, Savannah. We'll never be alone, Savannah.
Obviously, should be a draw now. White's piece is slightly better though, so White can try to get in, but opposite colour bishops. I mean, these are notoriously drawn positions. I mean, the bishops. The reason they're so drawn is the bishops can never connect. They can never challenge each other, so they can keep passing each other in the wind there because they're on different coloured squares. So they always just drift by, meaning that they can't hit the same target. So a draw becomes very likely.
And whilst a draw might be likely, it's not the result that Alireza wants. And bearing in mind that if there's any side that is pushing for the win, it's going to be black with that extra pawn and the bishop attacking the h3 pawn there. And Magnus just ask a question to the c5 bishop. There is a check. The king can hide.
Oh, and he's going in. There's only one weak spot in Black's camp, and that is the pawn on the dark square on g7 next to Black King. He's going to try and hit it with his rook next move, but that can be easily guarded against. And Magnus can start trading off pawns if he needs to. A lot of time on the clock. Even without Black's a pawn, I think this is an easy draw for someone of Magnus's caliber.
You almost feel like the white king is on danger of getting checkmated if you can remove some of its escape squares.
He's been spending a lot of time though, Magnus.
I mean, you're getting under 2 minutes now. This is where it just gets really random. You lose on time, no increment, you lose the game, and that's quite an aggressive move. He's checking the king.
But he's securing the draw, right? And now the rook is going to come down.
Checkmate.
Threaten a checkmate.
The rook. Harry. Yeah, with Harry and with the rook. h4. That'd be a very appropriate way to finish the match, I feel. Checkmate with Harry. And there it goes into the board. And he's now taking some pawns. And is there any way the Black King can get in danger here? I mean, I don't see it. But the Black King is a little bit short of squares, but you need to get the White King. The only chance now, I think, is for the White King to try to encroach on the Black King's position and to get a checkmating net around it, or to win on time, or for Magnus's internet to go down, or for mouse slips, yeah. Or
seen it before.
That is true.
And Magnus here, if clock times were reversed, he might be starting to feel a bit panicky. But okay, he has paused here. He just needs to get all White's remaining pawns off the board and make sure he doesn't get checkmated. Those two things, either or, will guarantee the draw now. And how does he secure this?
But look at the clock. They're going to get under a minute, and they're playing very slowly. I mean, you can just flag. These are times where you're going to get real tense finish to this, because in a moment, look at him. He's also saying, I think he's like, what am I doing? I'm spending far too long.
But now
it's a bullet game.
White has the chance to actually push the f pawn to f5 and create like some kind of attack on the Black King.
Magnus here, he's banking on the Black Rook, sliding behind the White King with a check, and there's some targets on the e-file pin.
Oh,
he's dropped
what's
back.
happened here, though?
Okay, but the h-pawn now surely can come forwards.
Yeah.
And that h-pawn is a couple of squares of queening, but they are playing so calm for under a minute now.
I know.
But this could be a killer. There's a big threat. h2, h1, queen. And I don't think there's any checkmate nets there. The only chance is to go f5, as you said, Jovanka. Bishop takes pawn. Maybe you could try that here. push the pawn to f5, h2, bishop takes f6, threatening checkmate. Could be worth a try.
It's the only chance that White has. Otherwise, the h-pawn is just going to queen. And he's setting it up, and Magnus has to be careful, and Magnus is.
Now the black king has some light squares to escape to. Magnus finally kind of makes a head movement, and he knows he's winning. His pawn is soon going to promote. First, he gives a check. Okay, still a bit nervy here, but 22 seconds for Firouzja. It surely isn't enough to even complete this game.
I mean, yeah, but that was a nervy check there. They are so nervous in this match. You can see it. And the f-pawn coming forwards.
He's given up his rook.
Wow.
He's given up his rook to try and promote the black f-pawn, but White's rook would then have to give itself up, and that would have been a draw. Magnus is going to win on the clock here. 12 seconds, 10 seconds now for Alireza. This one is over. Look, the pawn's about to promote.
Yeah.
He's going for checkmate, but this is forlorn.
Yeah.
Black queen on the board now is going to win this game. Magnus, he's got it.
He's got it in the end. Wow, what a fight though that was. Amazing.
It's over. Magnus Carlsen, he takes it. This is